So this morning I want to talk to you about overtime pay and whether or not it can actually be used to increase your borrowing power in a mortgage application. The simple answer is yes, sometimes it can, but it really depends on which lender and how they view it. So in this video I'm going to quickly run through exactly how overtime is assessed, give you some examples and share some tips on making sure it counts. So let's start out with what lenders are actually looking for. Firstly, unless it's in your contract, overtime is not guaranteed income. They're going to want to see the overtime on multiple pay slips, at least 3 months. Halifax, for example, are going to want to see 3 months pay slips showing the overtime before they'll even consider it. Santander are going to take the lowest figure from your last 3 months. So that's quite a cautious approach. Many lenders average it over 12 months, others over 24. They also look at trends. So if the amount of overtime you're doing is consistently dropping, they're going to be a lot more cautious when they look at it. So how much of your overtime will lenders actually count as income? Some lenders like NatWest will actually count 100% if it's consistent. Others like Halifax, probably 50 or 60%. And with Santander, as we've already said, it's the lowest month of your last 3. So your overtime has to be consistent for it to really count. And consistency is what really matters. If the overtime isn't regular, it may be discounted altogether. Realistically, overtime must appear in at least 2 of your last 4 pay slips. So let's look at a couple of examples. Base salary, £2,500 a month. Overtime averaged over 12 months, £500. Many lenders are going to assess this at £3,000 a month for affordability because there's consistency in it. But let's look at the other side of the coin. Overtime of £600 in one month, £100 in another month and nothing in the next. Lenders like Santander are going to take the lowest figures, so 0 and 100, technically the overtime is being completely ignored. Other lenders might average it, so £233, but it's significantly less than what you'd expect. So if you are doing overtime and you really want to strengthen your case, keep the overtime consistent, avoid dead spots, avoid patchy records. Save all your payslips and P60s, make sure you can document it. If possible, even ask your employer for a letter confirming that your overtime is regular. And lastly, use a broker. Part of our job is to study and learn the criteria of various different lenders and how they treat things like overtime. Without a broker on your side, how are you going to know which lender is best for you to go to? So yes, overtime can make a significant difference to your mortgage application and your affordability, but only if it's consistent, documented, and presented in the right way to the right lender. So don't assume that your overtime hours are going to be counted. A whole of market broker is going to know where to place your case and know which lenders are going to look more favourably on your situation. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions, even if it's something else you'd like me to cover on the channel. See you next time.